Session number 2 of lesson number 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. So in this lesson, last time we have seen about the microorganisms, their types, their structure. We have also seen about the viruses, some of the pictures and drawings of various microorganisms such as bacteria, algae, protozoa and fungi, and also of the some of the images of viruses. We have also seen where do these microorganisms live. So all the things we have seen, and today we are going to start the point 2.3, microorganisms and us. Microorganisms and us means what is the relation between microorganism and us, means how we are related with the microorganisms. So that we are going to see now. See, we are on the page number 19, which is on your screen now. Microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. Let us study about them in detail. I think we know that how the microorganisms are useful to us. We know some of the examples also, as we have discussed it in last year. There are many microorganisms. Out of that, some are useful and some are harmful. Okay, so we are going to study it in detail in this lesson. So let me see the next point, next sub point, friendly microorganisms. Friendly microorganisms. So microorganisms are used for various purposes. They are used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake. Microorganisms can be used for the preparation of curd that we eat daily. Bread is the most famous of many of you. I know that many of you like to eat the bread. And last one is very delicious, that is the cake. So whatever we eat, such as curd, bread and cake, for this purpose, if you want to prepare it, we require the microorganisms. Microorganisms have been used for the production of alcohol also. It not only this time, just not recently they are using it from many years. The use of microorganism is very important for the production of alcohol. Okay, here we can prepare the question. Actually, the question will be, what are the uses of microorganisms? Or we can also ask here for the specific steps, what are the uses of bacteria? So now whatever I am reading, this all is related with the use of microorganisms. Okay, these microorganisms are used also for cleaning up the environment. Now you may think, sir, how you can say that microorganisms help to clean the environment? We know that some examples are given here on the textbook only. For example, organic wastes such as vegetable peels, remains of animals, feces, etc. are broken down into harmless and usable substance by bacteria. See, we have the habit that we throw many of the things on the soil. Anywhere we just scatter it. They involve vegetable peels, remains of animals and feces. It's there. But have you thought any time that what happened with that? I can say it's a kind of unwanted things, such as dust. We can say that we don't want it. Okay, so whenever we throw it, what happened with it? It get broken down into another substance which is harmless and which is usable substance for other things such as plants and animals. Means breakdown of organic wastage into harmless and usable substance is done by bacteria. So whatever the decomposition processes are there, that are only possible due to the presence of bacteria. Recall that bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicines. See, bacteria are also used for the preparation of medicines. Whatever medicine, when you are ill, when the doctor gives the prescriptions, whatever the medicines are there, that medicines are also prepared with the help of bacteria. In agriculture, they are used to increase the soil fertility by fixing the nitrogen. See, now whatever we have seen in the last chapter, they have told here. What we have discussed about the fixation of nitrogen. Nitrogen fixing is done by the microorganisms. Yes, we have discussed about the bacteria. We have discussed that for fixation of nitrogen, bacteria is very important, and without it plant cannot get the nitrogen. So there are so many uses of microorganisms. So let me see just little in detail making of curd and bread. Making of curd and bread. I think these two dishes are mostly delicious for you. You are very interesting to eat this. Am I right? I think you are thinking about it. It's no need to think about it. You know that it's very delicious. Bread is most famous. Yes, of course. It's bread is famous for me also. I also like to eat the bread and curd also. Okay, so let me try to see how the curd and bread is made. Okay, what is the role of microorganisms to make a curd and bread? You have learned in class 7th that milk is turned into curd by bacteria. Yes, simple activities we have seen. How the milk can be converted into the curd. Here, your friend Paheli have a little question. I saw that my mother added a little curd to warm milk to set a curd for the next day. Yes, we like to eat the curd. For that purpose, our mother prepares the curd in home. But for preparing the curd, we require the curd or buttermilk. Yes, we require the curd or buttermilk. Means our mother just take the hot milk and she adds the few drops of the curd into the hot milk. Sorry, I can't use the word actually hot here. I can say warm milk. Okay, there's a difference between warm milk and hot milk. So when she add on the next day, we can see that the milk set into the curd. So पहले other question, how it is possible that by adding only few drops of the curd, total milk set into the curd? How is it possible? So we are going to talk about it. We are going to think about it. Okay, and of course the Paheli will get the answer from this explanation. I hope so. Curd contains several microorganisms. Of this, the bacterium Lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. We know the curd. We know the taste of the curd also. So this curd contains many microorganisms. And out of the many microorganisms, the most important bacterium is Lactobacillus. See, this Lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. As there is presence of many bacteriums, many microorganisms, but the most important is the Lactobacillus, which promotes the formation of curd. Now, actually, what is the role of Lactobacillus for the formation of curd? Let me talk. It multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. See, actually, when the curd is added, curd contains Lactobacillus, and this Lactobacillus multiply itself and convert the milk into the curd. So this is a very simple and interesting one, as we are eating the curd full of bacteria. But before starting the session, just I told that some of the microorganisms or bacteria are useful and some are harmful. So this is not the harmful one, this is the useful one or beneficial. Bacteria are also involved in making of cheese, pickles, and many more other food items. Okay, these bacteria can make the cheese also, pickles also, many other food items. And important ingredients of rava, that is suji, idlis, and bhaturas, is curd. Now see, it's whenever I'm talking about this very delicious dishes, it's watering to the mouth. I think, of course, you may also think about it. Now you can tell your mother also to prepare this rava idlis. Yes, when we make the rava idlis, the important ingredient is these bacterias. To make the bhaturas also, the curd is required. Can you guess why? Bacterias and yeast are, they are beneficial, helpful for the fermentation of rice idlis and dosa batter also. See, there is a variety of the food can be made with the help of these bacteria. As these all the dishes now just now I talked, that all are related with the fermentation process. Now what is the fermentation? We are going to study it in detail. See, bacteria and yeast are also helpful for the fermentation of rice idlis and dosa batter. Do you know rice idlis? Yes, I like the most to eat that. And dosa batter also. So bacteria and yeast, they are playing a very important role for the formation of fermented foods. Okay. Okay, now let me go on the next page to understand exactly how these microorganisms work. Simple activities are given here that you can try also at home with the help of your parents. To understand it, let me see the activity number 2.3. Take half kg of flour. Flour means you can take the atta or maida. Add some sugar and mix with warm water. See, we have to take half kg of atta or maida. We have to add some sugar in it and we have to mix this with the warm water. After that, we have to add a small amount of yeast powder and knead to make a soft dough. We have to knead it to make a soft dough, as a mother prepares the it for chapati, that we have to, in that pattern we have to just convert it, we have to knead it. What do you observe after 2 hours? Did you find the dough rising? See, on the page number 20 on your screen in the figure 2.6, you can see it very clearly. Maida with yeast powder, that prepared solution. Okay, and second one is the raised maida, means after addition of the yeast, the maida get swollen or raised its height, that is fermented, I can say. Now how it happened, what's the reason behind it? You can see, you can compare both the figures. In figure 1 you can see only little amount of the, or half of the, that jar or bowl is full of, bowl is half with the maida with the yeast powder, and in second raised maida you can see. How is it possible? Let me talk about that. See, when we add yeast, that yeast plays a very important role. Exactly what happened when we add the yeast? See, yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. When we add the yeast in the solution of sugar and atta with the water, at that time yeast reproduces rapidly, their number multiplies rapidly, and when their numbers are increased rapidly, at that time, due to their respiration, the carbon dioxide gas is produced, and this carbon dioxide gas actually responsible for raising the size of maida. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increases its volume. You can see it in the figure 2.6. This is the basis of the use of yeast in the baking industry for making breads, pastries and cakes. See, now here actually we can tell that why the yeast is added into the food particles or food items made in the bakeries, where we require the solen material of the food materials or that are sold, whatever the bread, cakes, in that they add, because their numbers increase rapidly, and as they respire the carbon dioxide gas is produced due to the respiration, and bubbles of the gas increase the size of its volume. Okay, so we add it. Now let me see what is the commercial use of microorganisms, how they are used commercially. Okay, how the microorganisms use commercially, we are going to see now. Microorganisms are used for the large scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid, that is vinegar. See, I think this can be a homework also, because as I have started this session, from the starting or from the beginning only we can understand, or we can have got the idea that there are so many uses of the microorganisms. These microorganisms are used for the large scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid, that is vinegar. I don't want to talk the alcohol, wine and acetic acid, how they are utilized, you know it very well. Okay, just keep in mind where it is used and all the things you must know about it. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. See, now those who are drinking alcohol and wine, they know about it exactly what is the role of yeast in making the alcohol and wine. Whatever the industries are there, alcohol and wine, I just want to talk with you because as you are matured, you are in standard 8. Nowadays the shops of these drinks is closed. Okay, it's a lot, I think it's kind of fun actually that the people, those who have habit to drink, they are suffering from the lot of problems. But then also the government think that these alcohol and wines, actually by selling these alcohol and wines, government get a lot of profit, and now the overall economically development of the country is now stopped actually. So the government is thinking to begin the shops of the alcohol and wine. So you should know about it, as the alcohol and wine is the most important part. You should know that these are the used for many other purposes, but these alcohol and wines, for making this it will require the yeast. For this purpose yeast is grown on natural sugars. Now suppose they want to prepare the alcohol and wines, so they have to be grown, this yeast should be grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, then wheat, rice, crushed fruit juices, etc. Before some years there was a pause for the production of the alcohol and wines. Actually, for the production of the alcohol and wines there are two opinions. Some of the people say that it's not good to form or to prepare the alcohol and wines or to sell it, and some of them say that they should not be opposed for the selling and preparing the alcohol and wines. So I don't want to discuss about it. But then also before some years the people were thinking, people thought about that this should not be prepared from wheat and rice, but the production is done with the help of this barley, then wheat, rice, and crushed produces. Okay. Let me see one more activity. Activity number 2.4. Okay. Take a 500 ml of beaker and fill it with the 3/4 with the water. We have to take the beaker of 500 ml and we have to fill the water up to the level 3/4. Dissolve 2 to 3 teaspoons of sugar in it. Add half a spoon of yeast powder to the sugar solution. In that water we have to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of sugar and half spoon of yeast powder we have to add in it. Keep it covered in a warm place for 4 to 5 hours. After making the solution, we have to cover the solution for the nearly 4 to 5 hours. Now smell the solution. Can you get a smell? The activity was there at the last year. This year too they have discussed here. When the school will start, at that time we will perform these activities. See, when we try to smell, we get a different smell. I can say nearly like as a bread. When we take the smell of the bread, like that. I can't explain actually here, because whatever the things that we have to feel, that can't be explained. Okay, so we have to just smell that solution. This is the smell of alcohol. Whatever smell we will feel, that smell will be of alcohol, as sugar has been converted into alcohol by yeast, and this process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. See, formation of alcohol with the help of sugar, or the conversion of sugar into alcohol by the yeast, is known as fermentation. Here we can think about the definition also. The definition of fermentation: formation of alcohol from sugar with the help of yeast is known as fermentation. Okay, now this fermentation process actually invented by very famous scientist Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur in the year 1857. Fermentation process now, which is very important for making many of the food items or many of the processes, and this is done, or this is possible only because of a very famous scientist Louis Pasteur, who discovered the process of fermentation in 1857. Okay, now remaining part of this lesson we will see in the next session. Thank you.